Hello, hello, and welcome, my friends. I am so excited to share with you the amazing Renee Rebar, who has been working with me in the world of energy and all sorts of exciting things for over a year. We're going to go back a little bit in the time machine because Renee has a unique ability to describe to you a little bit of what her experience has been. So we're going to just jump right into this. And Renee, thank you for being here. And I want to just ask you, before we started working together and you heard words like crystals, tarot, Reiki, energy healing, sound therapy, what did that stir up for you? What did that bring to mind?
Well, yeah, a lot of kookiness. I was like, seems illegitimate.
Right?
I was like, because, okay, and I had experience. Like, I had taken my yoga teacher training back almost a decade ago. Even though I'm not a practicing yoga teacher today, I wanted to deepen my practice. I went through a phase in my life when I really wanted to dive in. But even 10 years before that, I was, I'd always collected rocks. I was always drawn to rocks. My mom read tarot cards, but like the family thought she was nuts, and she probably very much was. But it was shunned. It was like, yeah. Or like my grandmother sometimes would say she has she 100% believed that she had ESP. She wanted all of us to believe that too. But she was made fun of, in essence, teased, jovially, but still like loved, but still like, Mary Lou's out of her mind kind of thing when she said that.
Yeah.
So when I heard, hearing those words, I was like, seems like malarkey. Even though I had experienced and learned about Reiki and pendulums and meditation, if I couldn't touch it and understand it, I couldn't fully wrap my head around the benefits of why I should even learn more about it. So yoga made sense because I had learned a lot about that. Like when I do a headstand, I feel better. My head feels better. I feel clearer. I can make better decisions. But and it took me almost 10 years to get there. So when I met you, that's how I felt about those words.
Yeah, and you bring up some amazing points because there is a lot of disillusionment and fear and worry that these techniques and tools are going to pull us away from who we really are, or go against our beliefs, or just don't work. So what was the one thing that kind of was a tipping point for you that brought you to work with me?
Yes. Well, we first started working together. You did virtual yoga. I was like, that is awesome, because I just cannot get to the studio anymore. I don't want to take the time to take 2 hours to take a one class, right? Because you got to get dressed, you got to go there, you got to take the class, and you talk after. And of course, for me, I definitely talk after. And so I can't. I'm a social person. So by you offering it up in a virtual environment, I was like, oh, that's awesome. That'll be perfect. So that's how I met you. And then I had a life event happen. My mother got very sick and died, and we had already a bad relationship, like lots of families do. Things happen, and so I had a lot of like emotion. And so at the time, you were accepting one-on-one clients, and so we talked about what that might look like. And even though I didn't know all the amazing tools, techniques, and strategies that you have brought into my life at the time, and when you did say them, I was like, that sounds weird. But I knew I trusted you, and I knew I trusted yoga, and you were saying, listen, if you like yoga and you know the benefits of that physicality, then let's explore other ways to feel that way faster, right? So if I knew that I could do a down dog and get clarity, I can't always do a down dog, especially when I'm in the middle of a hospital room and I'm freaking out.
Right.
You gave me other tools, and the way you approached it was like, listen, let's not get too serious, okay? We're gonna just play with the idea. And you gave me an analogy that I still hold on to today, which was about like Einstein, right? Einstein, people thought he was freaking nuts. Nuts. Like no one gave him any ounce of credit about his theories and what we today know as proven fact. But when he initially brought it up, they were like,
yeah,
please. This is ridiculous.
Exactly.
At the time that you mentioned that analogy to me, I had just read, those books, Who is so-and-so, Who is so-and-so, and I was reading it to my child. And it was about Einstein, and I was like, oh my gosh, yeah. And he used to play his violin, and he would say, let's play about this.
Exactly.
High level mathematical equations, he would play into them. So if you get too serious and look at something so focused, you're like, this isn't going to work. This doesn't make any sense. But you play into it and you give it a shot. And that's the way you presented those, what I thought were weird things at the time, you know, Reiki, crystals, you know, as I wear my hematite and tiger's eye bead, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Then the way you presented it was not like, this is the belief and I have to give up other beliefs to invite this one in. It was, here's a tool, play with it, play around with it. It might not work for you. I'm like, oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was the thing that happened. And that's how I got started.
And it's been such a joy to share that with you. And you've been so open to working in the world of imagination and playing, because it's a challenge to go into a space that's intangible and work with these resources. So I thank you for all of your openness to that. So tell us a little bit about how you feel now after having applied these techniques and tools and sacred practices.
Yeah. Well, now I feel like if I get myself into a pickle jar, which happens, right, on a daily basis, I run a business, I am a mom, I am a wife, I live next door to my in-laws. Like, it is, everybody loves freaking Raymond here. I'm a crazy Italian New Yorker. I got tons of family that are all over, and every time you spend time with them, you get, woo, I mean, like, it's crazy, right? Like, I live from the outside looking in, an exciting life, but from the inside looking out, it's a whirlwind. Like, it's like, I love it, but it can get stressful, and I can get anxious. And so even with my deep yoga practice, even with meditation, even with my belief in a higher power, and again, I really want to say, you respect all religions. Like,
yes,
you know, it's not like I had to, like, I still go to church. You still go to church. Like, that was one thing, like, I was like, oh, you still go to church. That's awesome. Because of what you believe, you always have encouraged the respect and the love for a higher power, that no matter what we call that, and having studied also world religions and theology as a part of a thesis throughout my adult development, and what do I believe in? What do I believe in? What is true? What is bigger than me? And do we just die and just nothing? For what? I mean, no one really knows, I guess, but I want to believe that there is more. And so you encourage that source, like it's source. Some people call that God. Some people call that source Allah. Some people call that source Buddha. Whatever, the name doesn't matter as much in this case as the fact that we believe and you respect it. So like, that's at least my own takeaway. What you say. But for me, how I feel now is that I have a connection to source. So I have a connection to a higher power. I choose to call that person God. And in my mind, in my imagination, it is a God. It is, that's the word I use, right? But other people will have other words. But I also have, I'm going to show you. I don't even know. I have crystals and tarot cards. So I'm at my desk where I do my work. I have a professional consulting business. And so I work from this space a lot. And these are here, and they still have like little like.
Yeah, the descriptions. I love it. That's wonderful.
I'm still learning. I'm like, okay, what is this? And again, the stone doesn't do anything, and that's what you've taught me. The power is inside of me. It's the energy that I place into this. It's what I believe that this does, right? It's just like when I pray a rosary, the rosary doesn't hold the power. I hold the power with my relationship to what I'm saying to myself and to the source of which I believe.
Exactly.
So when I made that equation in my mind through your openness and through your encouragement to play with the ideas from different vantage points, I was like, oh my gosh, I feel better. That's the result. The biggest result is I feel better. I feel that no matter what is happening, no matter where I am, what if I'm not at my desk when shit goes down? Oh, sorry. What if I'm not? What if I'm out? What if I'm driving and someone comes and gets road rage? I mean, you know.
Right.
Or what if I'm on an airplane and something happens? How do I handle it so that I can manage the stress? Because we can't avoid stress. It's life, not in this modern world, right? Yeah. How do we move through emotions? So the biggest emotion that initially happened through our relationship and how you helped me was my mother died. And I really was like, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to get choked up. You helped me move through that so that I didn't fall apart in the rest of my life.
Yeah. And Renee, your story and your journey is such a powerful one, and such a powerful example of someone who has always lifted herself up by her bootstraps and found a way to create beauty and prosperity and abundance in this world. You find a way to connect to people's hearts. So it is such a joy for me to be able to support you and share and guide you with these tools and techniques, because when we get to that point where we realize we're not alone through these struggles and these problems and this stress and this chaos, that we can have a connection to the peace that passes all understanding, that we can feel secure in that moment.
Oh my God, yeah.
Is the biggest gift of all. And the fact that you experienced that through working together, through having this connection, that you have such a strong one that you've developed over the years, it's such an honor, and something that I'm so excited to continue to share with you and share with the world. So thank you, Renee, so much for coming on here and sharing your journey and your story of this process. I really, really, truly appreciate it. And I love to support all of my friends who come on with me. Tell us where we can find you, because you are an amazing guide when it comes to sharing the process and the piece of selling from your heart, of sharing your message with the world in a way that feels authentic, in a way that feels good and genuine, just simply like you're making more friends. So where can people come find you, Renee? Where's the best place?
Yeah, the best place is my website, and it's reneerebar.com. There's an H in there somewhere.
Yeah. we'll have a link in the comments.
Yeah, I think and I just thank you so much, because it was really such a great honor for me to share whatever I can with anybody who is looking at your business and considering, what does that look like for me? What would that look like for me? So even those things that I thought, the transformation is amazing. So it's exciting, because we all need something to hold on to.
Yes, most definitely. Most definitely. Thank you so much, Renee, for being here today. And thank you, everybody, for joining. We'll catch you on the flip side.
Bye.